If you want to be part of the show, text us at 71010. Email the show, friendlyfire@astral.com. It's been an interesting program tonight, John.
Yeah, I know.
You know, you could be a little bit more humble about things.
You're right. As far as humility goes, I'm the one who has to do some work.
That's what people always tell me.
I know.
They're like, why is that John Downs so cocky and always think he's right about
Why
things?
does Ryan Doyle never take credit for anything? Ever.
It's very true.
I know.
One person says, Ryan, can we put warning stickers on green nutcases like your last guest? That's not very nice, Michael.
I'll put a warning sticker over your mouth, Michael.
What's the warning sticker going to say?
Nothing. It's just going to shut him up.
I see.
You see?
So, you could just use duct tape, really.
That's fine.
One Toronto... After 9 o'clock, there's a couple interesting things we're going to do. After 9, we're going to talk about... Well, that's after 9:30, John. Unless you're talking about...
9:30 is after 9.
Yes, but I was going to say gay NFL players, and I doubt very highly you're calling them chicken in this circumstance. I think you probably support their initiative.
Yeah.
Thank you. But, John, you are clearly very excited about the idea of talking about chicken after 9:30 tonight.
I am. There's just too many... Oh, I'm not going to give it away. There's too much. It's not just chicken. It's also beef, pork. One particular part that
you just can't stand,
and
a fast food chain is actually going to come and help you out. We're going to tell you about that.
Maybe eliminate it completely.
After 9:30 tonight, so stay tuned for that. One Toronto cyclist, though, is trying to get Rob Ford to bike a mile in her shoes. What is it? Why do we have green agenda stories tonight?
Well, that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with... People don't necessarily bike because they're, hippies.
No, but the last half hour, we had a guy telling us that we need to have warning labels on gas pumps. Now we got a lady who wants the mayor to get on a bike. What?
Yeah, but that's more about biking.
Where was I during this planning meeting? Is it because I was on that panel with Seamus O'Regan today?
There's people out there who ride bikes who probably hate Mother Earth like you.
I doubt it.
They just do it because, it's cheap. Or
we're going to meet her in just a second. She's a cyclist and blogger. She has started an online petition encouraging the mayor to give pedal power a try. Did you know that June was Bike Month in the city of Toronto? Bike Month.
That makes sense.
I did not know that.
Well, it makes more sense than February, where some people actually do bike in February.
In the past, Ford has referred to cyclists as a pain in the ass and suggested that it's their own fault if they're injured or killed.
Yeah.
He also supported the recent removal of the bicycle lanes on Jarvis Street. This lady, who has had a number of close calls while biking in the city, says her petition is about giving the mayor insight into life behind the handlebars. Let's take your hatred for the mayor out of this for a second. And just ask, is it something that city politicians, whoever it is, making these decisions should really have a more clear idea of before they start talking about these issues?
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I mean, quite frankly, I wouldn't bike on streets in Toronto. I just, too dangerous. But it would be interesting for him to get a perspective of what, cyclists go through. I don't think he'll do it. He's very much a kind of black and white guy. He's for things or against them. He doesn't really want an understanding of something he doesn't understand currently.
All right, where do we extend that to, though? Should the mayor also, go out with the garbage men every, once a year to figure out what garbage men go through? And
yeah.
Should he be a lifeguard at the city pool? I mean, is this undercover boss? Is that what we're going to do?
I think there are certain things he should understand. I mean, look, there were programs, I know it drove people like the mayor crazy, that city councilors were allowed free access to the zoo and golf courses and, different, facilities, different buildings, that kind of thing. And it was seen as a perk. No, if you're a city councilor, every city-operated anything in the city is your office. So you should be out and about in the city as much as possible. And if you're the mayor, even councilors, I think it would be helpful to see how the sausage is made, Ryan.
Here's the other reason I don't think this is a good idea. In today's world...
Why is it a bad idea?
Well, because the mayor, first of all, is the butt of a lot of jokes, which I think is unfortunate. He's probably the highest scrutinized mayor as far as the media is concerned that we've ever had in this city. Yeah. He's surpassed Mel Lastman for that title quite some time ago.
I think a lot of people would say he kind of has himself to blame for that.
Well, in some parts, but they photographed him, and you didn't agree with this either, coming out of a KFC with
that wasn't the media.
The Toronto Star had that though on
they
one
ran
of
it.
They ran the story, so that was the media in a way.
But that was when he was doing his Cut the Waste challenge.
Okay, but that's still not relevant completely.
I think it is.
Okay,
I think
as you said at the time,
using
you
your
can
weight
have-
loss initiative to try to score political points, and you're going into KFC.
I think you even chastised the Star at the time, actually, because you said you can have a snack of Kentucky Fried Chicken and lose weight. That can happen.
I can't remember exactly how that went, but I said the optics were bad, probably.
Okay, so now you picture the mayor, who is a little heavier than other guys. He's going to go out and get on a bicycle and bike around the city. He can't do anything quietly in this city.
No.
So the upside, I think, is outweighed by the downside, no pun intended, of him perhaps falling off the bike or, looking goofy on the bike.
I don't know. Maybe he rides bikes.
Maybe
he's got kids. It's not. I used to ride a bike with my dad.
If he wants to do this on his own, fine. But he shouldn't be forced by petition or, the media circus to go out and do something like this. It should be his own initiative, and hopefully people don't follow him around with cameras while he's on a bicycle.
Well, they will. They would. I think he should do it, quite frankly, because whether it's cyclists, whether it's the gay community, take your pick, environmentalists, he doesn't really build many bridges, and he hasn't made too many attempts to. So it would be an opportunity for him to say, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And maybe he could, show people of Toronto not just what it's like to bike down Bay Street, but also bike down the new Sherbourne bike lane or separated bike expressway. I forget what it's called, because that was an initiative I believe he supported, as opposed to the Jarvis lanes.
All right, but it just my point mainly is that the
he
media
only stands to lose. I'm guessing.
Well,
what you're saying.
yeah, I think the media is always waiting for their Robert Stanfield moment when it comes to Rob Ford.
Yeah, there's been a lot of them.
In the prime minister who dropped the football.
But at the same time, it doesn't mean he should stop doing his job. And I think this would be a worthwhile endeavor as part of his job.
Have you signed the petition? Because she's looking for 1,000 signatures so far, 189.
That's not bad. It's the first I've heard about it today. So,
all right. Well, we're going to meet her. We'll meet her in 60 seconds. A lot of people want to interact. They can give us a call, Star Talk, star 8255. They can email the show, friendlyfire@astral.com.
It's not like she's asking him to sign up for a trapeze course. Biking is a very, very common form of activity, form of exercise, mode of transportation, and Queen song.
And a Queen song, yes. Star Talk, star 8255. You can text us at 71010. You can email the show, friendlyfire@astral.com. The gauntlet has been thrown towards Mayor Ford. Should he just let it sit, or should he actually get on a bicycle and experience what cyclists in the city are going through on a daily basis? We'll find out from the person who put the petition together next. It's Friendly Fire continues here on In-Depth Radio, NewsTalk 1010.
Give me a choice.
2 wheels are better than 4. It's a fact you can't ignore. Sometimes less is more. Yes, 2 wheels are better than 4.
Yeah, 2 wheels are better than 4. Thanks. It's Friendly Fire, Ryan Doyle, John Downs.
I think I liked Bicycle Race better.
Yeah. It's Ryan Doyle, John Downs, live here on In-Depth Radio, Newstalk 1010. There's a cyclist who is trying to get the mayor to bike a mile in her shoes. She wants Rob Ford to get on a bike for the day and just pedal around the city and figure out exactly what cyclists go through every single day. Candace Anderson is her name. She is Rob Ford Rides the City, challenging Toronto's mayor to cycle for one day. That's her petition, and she joins us on the line. Candace, how's the petition going so far?
It's going good. We're increasing the numbers quickly this evening as it's starting to go out in media, which is great.
Mainly because of this show, Candace.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
of
there's
course.
his humility in action. What are you trying to accomplish here? What do you want the mayor to learn?
I think it would be great for him to have a hands-on experience to enjoy the urban cycling that we have here.
Do you think that there is an opportunity for this to be a negative, having the mayor who, as I said, and I don't think he'd make, I'm not trying to make fun of him, but he is a larger guy getting on a bike. You'll have the media all over the place if this, in fact, did happen. There's a lot of downside to this for him, right?
I don't think so at all, actually. Rob Ford has been on record when he was a councillor saying that if he lived downtown, he'd be with the cyclists. So now as mayor of our city, I think anybody can bike, and it would be great to see him give it a try.
When did he say that?
This was in his famous speech where he said a couple other not so great things about cyclists.
But dying and being your own fault.
Yes.
I don't remember that.
In that same vein, he also said that he was with the cyclists.
Now, let me ask you. You talked about giving the mayor an opportunity to enjoy cycling. Is this kind of to show him that cycling in Toronto, especially downtown Toronto, isn't always a joy?
Yes, of course not. And one of the reasons why I started this was that I was hit 3 times last year while cycling. So it's something that's incredibly enjoyable, but it's also really scary when you get out there on the roads. And so to have improved infrastructure and to understand some of the issues that cyclists face, it would be great for him to have that experience.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Ryan's question for him next as a follow-up question to what you just said. Why were you biking on the road?
Where else should I bike?
On the sidewalk?
That's actually illegal in Toronto.
Yeah, Ryan.
No, but I mean, there are parks that you can go to. Well, there are parks that you can go
He's
to.
cute, isn't he?
No, I mean, actually, you know what my follow-up question was, Candace? Thanks, John, for trying.
Yeah, well.
Was why don't you buy a car? You've been hit by a car 3 times. Like, after the first time, I'd say maybe cycling's not for me.
Cycling
Do you own a car?
Not everyone can afford a car.
No, I do not own a car. I do have an auto share membership. Cycling is a great, inexpensive way to get around, and as I said, it is enjoyable. I do really enjoy cycling.
Yeah, but I'm guessing you didn't enjoy getting hit by the car 3 times.
No, I definitely didn't like that, but the more cyclists that are on the roads, the safer that it is, so I'll never stop riding.
So let me just ask about getting hit 3 times, because those are, fun party stories. Is there any similarities between how these collisions occurred?
No, one of them was the infamous door prize, where somebody opens a door into a cyclist lane.
Where was that? On College or something?
That was on University, actually. And then the 2 other times I was run over, basically. Once from behind, and another time where a truck unexpectedly backed up and crushed my front wheel.
Do you expect the mayor to take you up on this challenge, honestly?
I'm not sure. I do think that he's a good-natured guy. He does like to do things in a hands-on kind of way. We see that with his involvement with his football coaching. And I think I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he took it up.
If he did, would you vote for him?
Maybe that might change my mind.
You're so full of it.
That's interesting to me, Candace. So you're asking the mayor of the city of Toronto
Never
to come
say
on a
never.
bicycle, and even if he did that and decided that he was going to try to be one of your people and see the city the way you see it, you still wouldn't just give him a definite, that would change my mind and I would vote for him.
I think it'll give him some.
I'm not asking about him. I'm asking about you.
No one can commit to voting for someone. He may have a huge change of heart and turn into a, he'd have to get struck by lightning or something, but turn into a big environmentalist.
Or another car.
Or another car.
Candace, thank you so much. Let us
Good
know how
luck.
it turns out.
Thanks very much. Sign the challenge.
All right, there you go. Candace Anderson, her petition urging the mayor, Rob Ford, to get on a bicycle.
Should he do it? Star Talk, star 8255. And not just because you might want to see him.
Well, would you vote for him if he did it? No, probably not.
Well, it's going to take a lot.
Rip your petition
Star
up now.
Talk, star 8255. Text us at 71010. Ryan Doyle, John Downs. You're listening to Friendly Fire Live on In-Depth Radio, News Talk 1010.